the president, this group of great people. America.
Okay, guys. Um, Welcome back to Hurry Up Bit channel. I'm doing a live stream because most of the major network has announced Trump has won the 2024 presidential election, and you know what this means, right? So he's pro Bitcoin. So Bitcoin will now go to Valhalla. Okay, so Bitcoin is now currently at just below 75,000. So yeah, it's expected to go up to about 83, and then who knows what's next. So let's have a listen first to what he's saying. He has a rally in Florida with a lot of supporters. So West Palm Beach in Florida. So let's just have a quick listen.
Very much for that, and you have some great senators and some great new senators, and it also looks like we'll be keeping control of the House of Representatives. And I want to thank Mike Johnson. I think he's doing a terrific job. Terrific job. I want to also thank my beautiful wife, Melania, First Lady. Who has the #1 best-selling book in the country. Can you believe that?
How was that?
Oh, no, she's done a great job. Works very hard. Works very hard to help people. So I just want to thank her. But I want to thank my whole family, my amazing children, and they are amazing children. Now, we all think our children are amazing. Everybody here thinks their children are amazing, but that's a good thing when you think they are. But Don, Eric, Ivanka, Tiffany, Barron, there's Laura, Jared, Kimberly, Michael, thank you all. What a help. What a great. My father-in-law, Victor, is tremendous, and we miss very much Melania's mother, Amalia. We miss Amalia, don't we, huh? She would be very happy right now, standing on this stage. She'd be so proud. She was a great woman, that one. Beautiful inside and out. She was a great woman. I want to be the first to congratulate our great, now I can say, Vice President-elect of the United States, J.D. Vance.
Oh, so it's going to be Vance.
And his absolutely remarkable and beautiful wife, Usha Vance. And he's a feisty guy, isn't he? You know, I've said, go into the enemy camp. And you know, the enemy camp is certain networks. And a lot of people don't like to, sir, do I have to do that? He just goes, okay. Which one? CNN, MSDNC? He'll say, all right, thank you very much. He actually looks fine. He's like the only guy I've ever seen. He really looks forward to it, and then he just goes and absolutely obliterates them. Say a couple of words here.
Well, Mr. President, I appreciate you allowing me to join you on this incredible journey. I thank you for the trust that you placed in me. And I think that we just witnessed the greatest political comeback in the history of the United States of America. And under President Trump's leadership, we're never going to stop fighting for you, for your dreams, for the future of your children. And after the greatest political comeback in American history, we're going to lead the greatest economic comeback in American history under Donald Trump's leadership.
I hope so. This will be an economic comeback because, yeah, the U.S. has a lot of debt.
Thank you very much.
But we don't know. That
turned out to be a
the
good
government will
choice.
just print money anyway. So, but
I
at
took a
least
little
he
heat
is
at
pro
the
Bitcoin,
beginning,
so he might
but
consider
he was.
having
I
Bitcoin
knew,
as
I
a
knew the
reserve
brain was a
currency.
good one, about as good as it gets. And we love the family, and we're going to have a great 4 years, and we're going to turn our country around, make it something very special. It lost that little thing called special. We have to make it so. We're going to make this so great. It's the greatest country and potentially the greatest country in the world by far. And right now we're going to just work very hard to get all of that back. We're going to make it the best it's ever been. We can do that. If we had to wait longer, I don't know. It was going bad, and it was going bad fast. We're going to have to seal up those borders, and we're going to have to let people come into our country. We want people to come back in, but we have to let them come back in, but they have to come in legally. Let me also express my tremendous appreciation for Susie and Chris, the job you did. Susie, come here. Come here, Susie. Chris, come here, Chris. Susie likes to stay sort of in the back, let me tell you. The Ice Maiden, we call her the Ice Maiden. What? Come here, Chris. Come here, Chris. Susie likes to stay in the background. She's not in the background. Come here, Susie.
This was unexpected, but I just want to thank, obviously, President Trump for this journey. It was a great one, and he's a hell of a candidate, and he's going to be a hell of a great 47th president. And this team that we had, the best team, and, of course, even my boss, Susie Wiles, the best. Thank you.
Thank you, and thank you, Susie. Look at her, she's shy. I've never seen her be shy before. Susie. They're great. Everybody up here is great. Everybody up here is very special. But the Trump, who did you say? Oh, let me tell you, we have a new star. A star is born, Elon.
Oh, Elon Musk.
Now he is.
Oh my
He's
God.
an amazing guy. We were sitting together tonight. He spent 2 weeks in Philadelphia and different parts of Pennsylvania campaigning. He sent the rocket up 2 weeks ago, and I saw that rocket, and I saw it coming down. I saw it. When it left, it was beautiful, shiny white. When it came down, it didn't look so pretty. It was going 10,000 miles an hour, and it was burning like hell. I said, "What happened to your paint job?" He said, "We've never made a paint that could withstand that kind of heat." But I saw it come down and turn around. And it was, it's like 22 stories tall, by the way. It looks a little smaller than that, but it's big. And it came down, and you saw that fire burning. And I'm saying, only Elon can do this. It must be an Elon. And I tell the story. I told it last night. I had a man on the phone. I had the screen muted, no sound. I was talking to a very important man, happens to be here. And that very important guy, one of the most important people in, I would say, the country, actually. But, I was president, and now it looks like I was going to be maybe president again, so I figured I could ask him to hold. So I asked him to hold. And especially because you're going to be president again, they hold. So I took the phone down, and I'm looking at the screen. I'm seeing this crazy thing that's going around and coming down. It looks like it's going to crash into the gantry. And I said, "Oh, no." And I said, "Do me a favor, do you mind holding for a couple of minutes? I want to see this." I thought it was a space-age movie or something. I put the phone down. Bad part, I didn't pick it up for 45 minutes, and he was holding. But this the spaceship came down, and I saw those engines firing, and it looked like it was over. It was going to smash, and then I saw the fire pour out from the left side, and it put it straight, and it came down so gently, and then it wrapped those arms around it, and it held it, and just like you hold your baby at night, your little baby. And it was a beautiful thing to see, and I called Elon. I said, Elon, was that you? He said, yes, it was. I said, who else can do that? Can Russia do it? No. Can China do it? No. Can the United States do it other than you? No. Nobody can do that. I said, that's why I love you, Elon. That's great. And you know, when we had the tragic Hurricane Helene, and it hit, in particular, hit North Carolina, they were really devastated. The water, this was a big water, as big as we've ever seen, water hurricane. It built lakes out of nothing. Fields became lakes, and the danger was unbelievable. And the people from North Carolina came to me and they said, would it be possible, at all possible, for you to speak to Elon Musk? We need Starlink. I said, what's Starlink? It's a form of communication. So I called Elon. And I'll tell you what, he had, and it was very dangerous. People would die. They had no communication. All the wires were down. I called Elon Musk. I said, Elon, you have something called Starlink. Is that right? Yes, I do. What the hell is it? He said, it's a communication system that's very good. I said, Elon, they need it really, really badly in North Carolina. Can you get it? He had that there so fast. It was incredible. So, and it was great. It saved a lot of lives. He saved a lot of lives. But he's a character, he's a special guy, he's a super genius. We have to protect our geniuses. We don't have that many of them. We have to protect our super geniuses. I want to thank some of the guys. You know, we have up here today the U.S. Open champion. He's a fantastic golfer, slightly longer than me. Hits the ball a little bit longer than me. Just a little bit. Bryson DeChambeau is up here someplace. What happened to Bryson? Where is he? Bryson. Oh, he was shot. He's hitting balls. Oh, he's on the way. He's hitting balls. Bryson. Oh, look at him. He had a great, got a great career going. Great U.S. Open, Bryson. That's a fantastic job. And we also have a man, Dana White, who has done some job. He's a tough guy. So Dana started UFC and came to me, do you mind if I use your, nobody wanted to give him Marines because they said it's a rough sport, a little rough. And I helped him out a little bit, and I went, and they said, this is the roughest sport I've ever seen, but I began to like it, and he loved it, and nobody's done a better job in sports. And you know, he's a very motivational kind of a guy, what he does. He gets these fighters, and they really go at it, and it's become one of the most successful sports enterprises anywhere at any time. It's doing so well. I'd like to ask Dana just to say a couple of words, because people love to hear from him. Dana, please.
Nobody deserves this more than him, and nobody deserves this more than his family does. This is what happens when the machine comes after you. What you've seen over the last several years, this is what it looks like. Couldn't stop him. He keeps going forward. He doesn't quit. He's the most resilient, hard-working man I've ever met in my life. His family are incredible people. This is karma, ladies and gentlemen. He deserves this. They deserve it as a family. I want to thank some people real quick. I want to thank the Nelt boys, Aiden Ross, Theo Vaughn, Bustin' with the boys, and last but not least, the mighty and powerful Joe Rogan. And thank you, America. Thank you. Have a good night.
That is a piece of work. No, he's really an amazing guy. But most of all, I want to thank the millions of hardworking Americans across the nation who have always been the heart and soul of this really great movement. We've been through so much together, and today you showed up in record numbers to deliver a victory like probably like no other. This was something special, and we're gonna pay you back. We're gonna do the best job. We're gonna turn it around. It's got to be turned around. It's got to be turned around fast, and we're gonna turn it around. We're gonna do it in every way, with so many ways, but we're gonna do it in every way. This will forever be remembered as the day the American people regained control of their country. So I just want to say that on behalf of this great group of people, these are hard-working people, these are fantastic people, and we can add a few names like Robert F. Kennedy Jr. He came and he's going to help make America healthy again. And now he's a great guy, and he really means it. He wants to do some things, and we're going to let him go to it. I just said, but Bobby, leave the oil to me. We have more liquid gold, oil and gas. We have more liquid gold than any country in the world, more than Saudi Arabia. We have more than Russia. Bobby, stay away from the liquid gold. Other than that, go have a good time, Bobby. We're going to be paying down debt. We're going to be reducing taxes. We can do things that nobody else can do. Nobody else is going to be able to do it. China doesn't have what we have. Nobody has what we have. But we have the greatest people also. Maybe that's the most important thing. This campaign has been so historic in so many ways. We've built the biggest, the broadest, the most unified coalition. They've never seen anything like it in all of American history. They've never seen it. Young and old, men and women, rural and urban. And we had them all helping us tonight. When you think, I mean, I was looking at it, I was watching it. They had some great analysis of the people that voted for us. Nobody's ever seen anything like that. They came from all quarters, union, non-union, African American, Hispanic American, Asian American, Arab American, Muslim American. We had everybody, and it was beautiful. It was a historic realignment, uniting citizens of all backgrounds around a common core of common sense. You know, we're the party of common sense. We want to have borders. We want to have security. We want to have things be good, safe. We want great education. We want a strong and powerful military, and ideally we don't have to use it. You know, we had no wars. 4 years we had no wars, except we defeated ISIS. We defeated ISIS in record time, but we had no wars. They said, he will start a war. I'm not going to start a war. I'm going to stop wars. But this is also a massive victory for democracy and for freedom. Together we're going to unlock America's glorious destiny. We're going to achieve the most incredible future for our people. Yesterday, as I stood at my last stop on the campaign trail, I'll never be doing a rally again. Can you believe it? I think we've done 900 rallies approximately from them. Can you imagine? 901 something, a lot of rallies. And it was sad. Everybody was sad. Many people, I said, this is our last rally. But now we're going on to something that's far more important, because the rallies were used for us to be put in this position where we can really help our country. That's what we're going to do. We're going to make our country better than it ever has been. And I said that many people have told me that God spared my life for a reason. And that reason was to save our country and to restore America to greatness. And now we are going to fulfill that mission together. We're going to fulfill that mission. The task before us will not be easy, but I will bring every ounce of energy, spirit, and fight that I have in my soul to the job that you've entrusted to me. This is a great job. There's no job like this. This is the most important job in the world. just as I did in my first term. We had a great first term, a great first term. I will govern by a simple motto: promises made, promises kept. We're going to keep our promises. Nothing will stop me from keeping my word to you, the people. We will make America safe, strong, prosperous, powerful, and free again. And I'm asking every citizen all across our land to join me in this noble and righteous endeavor. That's what it is. It's time to put the divisions of the past 4 years behind us. It's time to unite. And we're going to try. We have to try. And it's going to happen. Success will bring us together. I've seen that. I saw that in the first term when we became more and more successful. People started coming together. Success is going to bring us together, and we are going to start by all putting America first. We have to put our country first for at least a period of time. We have to fix it, because together we can truly make America great again for all Americans. So I want to just tell you what a great honor this is. I want to thank you. I will not let you down. America's future will be bigger, better, bolder, richer, safer, and stronger than it has ever been before. God bless you, and God bless America. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Wow.
Republican candidate Donald Trump addressing his supporters in West Palm Beach, Florida. Donald Trump thanking those supporters for what he says was his being elected president. That hasn't technically happened yet. 267 electoral votes have been called for him. He needs 270 to win. He could take any remaining state on the board to get over that threshold. Meantime, Kamala Harris has just 224 electoral votes. At this time, with still some states left to be called, Donald Trump is also winning the popular vote. And he says America has given him a, quote, unprecedented mandate. We want to go now live into the room in West Palm Beach, Florida, where Bloomberg's Tyler Kendall is joining us live at Trump HQ on what has turned into an election morning, nearly 3 a.m. on the East Coast. Tyler, what is the energy like in the room?
Yeah, hey, Kelly, former President Donald Trump declaring a victory as he is poised to become that 47th president of the United States. But as you mentioned, it hasn't quite happened yet. The energy in this room is incredible. You have all of his supporters cheering him on as it intensifies in here, as well as in his VIP section. We saw Elon Musk as well as Dana White invited up on stage. Former President Trump started his remarks by calling this the, quote, greatest political movement of all time that will, quote, reach a new level of importance to help our country heal. Importantly, I want to point out that he also spoke about how Republicans have taken back the Senate. That is going to be absolutely critical to any candidate's agenda going forward, but perhaps particularly for former President Trump when it comes to his economic policies, as he has put forward a litany of tax proposals that will need to get through the new Congress. He also called out all of the battleground states so far that have officially gone to him for their total helping, saying that that is what ultimately propelled him today. But he did his signature weave, hitting many issues, including immigration, also taking shots at various news organizations. I will quickly add that he did invite up his vice presidential candidate, J.D. Vance, onto the stage. Our Bloomberg News viewers might know him first as a venture capitalist and a member of the Senate Banking Committee. He did seem to hone in on one of the Trump campaign's main messages, which is this idea of an economic resurgence. We know, Kaylee and Joe, throughout this whole campaign, the economy was the #1 issue for U.S. voters.
You said it, Tyler Kendall, with us from Trump HQ in Florida tonight. Thank you. I suspect that party is going to go on for a while as we bring our panel back in for their thoughts on what we have just seen and heard. Rick Davis and Jeannie Shanzano are still with us at now the 3 o'clock hour on the East Coast. Pretty remarkable to see a victory speech like that, including the head of the UFC, among others, called to the podium. He was on the script. He was off the script, Rick. To think that we're getting this done tonight, though, is pretty remarkable, when many folks thought we'd still be talking about this next week.
That's right. I don't think anybody would have anticipated.
I love how it unfolds on its own.
Alright, guys.
Diba? Ang galing.
Wow, this is amazing. this is gonna mean that Bitcoin will have an easier time moving forward because there will be a lot of regulatory support this time, not opposition from regulations. So he said he will fire Gary Gensler, who is an SEC chair, and all those people who are making the life of the crypto industry people difficult. Okay, so well, and I would say I would say generally the Republicans are quite good with handling the economy better than the Democrats, because the Democrats, they tend to be more like a what do you call it, like giving out to people, like it's like a communist type of distributing wealth. Okay, while the Republicans are more on the capitalist strategy or style of accumulating wealth. So there's more personal accountability. So unlike the Democrats, who will just give people more money, it's like giving out to people resources, free education, free healthcare, free even allowing illegal immigrants to come in. So they're just spending, while the Republicans tend to be more on promoting and helping businesses and cutting down costs and thinking of like the capitalist type of economy. Okay, so so let's hope that this is going to happen, and well, we're hoping Bitcoin will go up to, I think the next level is around 83,000. There are some technical analysts who say that we might not see 100,000 this cycle, but I'm not gonna call that. It's still open, but the worst case scenario, I would say we will only reach around 83 to 85,000. So we'll see how it goes. So nobody can really tell what's gonna happen next. I hope they will take care of their debts, the U.S. economy, the U.S. Although we also know that the money printing is just around the corner, so they'll probably just do that. But I think the U.S. debt has to be given a lot of importance with a sense of urgency. Okay, guys, so let's go back to the discussion. Let's just listen a little bit.
Overcome that. They need to move on. They need to try to solidify the country around a new president. And as difficult as that may seem, and unfortunately having been in that position many times in my past, it's really important to the political system that we have this kind of change. And you don't want to get too bollocksed up on the technicalities. Donald Trump's going to win. She knows it, and her campaign knows it, and they should address it.
Well, and we'll see when they do so. For all of the time Kamala Harris spent on the campaign trail talking about Donald Trump's unwillingness to accept the results of the 2020 election, we'll see how she accepts the results of this 2024 election. For all of the conversation, Rick, that has been had, first with Joe Biden, then with Kamala Harris, about what they described as Donald Trump posing a threat to democracy, as being unfit to serve, someone who wouldn't abide by the Constitution. The American electorate, everything is showing us, has still chosen him. He will perhaps not just win the Electoral College, but the popular vote as well. What does this teach us about where America is right now?
Yeah, look, I think that they're not buying that, characterization of Donald Trump. I think you have to rely on the institutions that we have that make our democracy strong, and know that, even under threat, they'll stand. And And look, I mean, I think we have to wait and see how Donald Trump approaches the presidency. And you can sort of trust but verify in this case. We don't know what his approach is going to be to the rule of law and these kinds of things, because we've seen all sides of him, right? And so given time, we'll learn more as we go along. But I think that when you look at the results of this election, you look at the widespread support that he got that is beyond what he got in 2020. You know, the Ohio River Valley has now become a bastion of Trump support. Southern Florida, Dade County, a county that went with Joe Biden in 2020, overwhelmingly for Donald Trump this cycle. I mean, everywhere you look, there's improvement by the Trump coalition in adding votes to his tally. And as you described, to the point where he's actually overcome a Democratic dominance in modern presidential campaigns of the popular vote to looking like he's going to wind up winning the popular vote too. So it's something we have to deal with, and I think, you know, we have to step off from this point on and realize that if you believe that you've been promoting the peaceful transition of power, it has to come with the package that we've got on the election night tonight, and that's Donald Trump.
I'd love your thoughts on this, Jeannie, as the nation puts 2020 behind it. January 6th, stop the steal. Does the Democratic Party need to move on and signal that to voters?
I think they absolutely do. You know, I don't think we could ever forget what happened on January 6th. It's critically important that we think about ourselves as one people and what has happened. So I don't mean we should move on from it in that way. But I do think that the Democratic Party is going to have to try to figure out how it goes and appeals to coalitions that it has long served, that seem to be, I mean, it's still got a robust following, but that seem to have been looking for something else. And I think, you know, as we look at the numbers, the number of people who say that the United States is moving in the wrong direction, the number of people dissatisfied with the direction of the country, that is problematic. And so I think we all have to consider that. And I do think that that was a hard sell on the democracy front from Biden and then Harris, primarily because the American people saw Donald Trump as president and they knew he hadn't acted in a way that destroyed the country. And so they didn't seem to buy that argument. And so from that perspective, they do have to move on. But to Rick's point, we also have to make sure that Donald Trump, how he approaches the office and issues of law and order are critically important.
Well, and there is a reason that there are checks and balances in the U.S. government that goes across the different branches, one of which, of course, is the legislative branch. We do not know yet at this hour who will win the House of Representatives. We do know, Jeannie, that Republicans will control the Senate. The question is going to be the majority. We know it will be at least 51 to 49. But in the blue wall states, one of which Pennsylvania has now been called for Donald Trump, in each of them, the Republican candidate is leading the Democrat right now. What difference would a 54 Republican majority Senate mean over a 51?
Every vote counts and every vote matters. So that would be very, very important. You know, traditionally, they do need to break that filibuster. And so you would need to get to 60. But the closer you are, if they can pull over some Democrats, it could help them do that. So, of course, for Republicans, that would be important. And, you know, we've been living the last few years with such a narrowly divided Senate in which one person like a Joe Manchin from West Virginia can make such a difference. So really, really important for the Republicans to.
Okay, guys, so from here, I'm just gonna stop this live broadcast. Tomorrow, there is also a very important FOMC meeting. So we might get most economists and the market is predicting that there's going to be a 25 basis points cut in the rates. So that will be another bully, another sign that will make this run a bull run. Faster. I'm just rumbling. Okay, that will help with the bull run. Okay, so let's hope that the price will stabilize above all-time high or around or above all-time high, and then move to the next structure. So maybe 70 83,000, something like that. So yeah, thank you guys for spending time with me, and I'll see you on the next video.